Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Arguably Speaking.
I'm Kiera,
I'm Sarah.
and we're so happy you're back for another episode.
Yay! It has been a while since we last talked because of spring break things for Kiera.
Yes, but probably not so long since you've heard us. So we're happy you're back here, and we have so much to update on. Because, like we said, it's been like a week and a half
It's been a
since
minute.
we have been able to pod and like just catch up in general. So there's a long list of things that we all did. We'll kind of take the first maybe half of the pod to talk about what we've done. But I just got back from Canada, and Canada was so much fun. We had really good weather. So Seattle and Vancouver both had great weather last weekend. It was super sunny and it was like mid to high 60s, which is amazing for this time of year. It's our PNW like false spring that everybody talks about. And uh, all of the trees are starting to bloom and all of the tulips and the daffodils are coming up. And so it's a great time, but especially in Vancouver, they just are having a wonderful time as well because they're in such a close climate to us. And everything in Canada feels a little bit cheaper because of the exchange rate.
I love it.
So the first thing that we did is like we drove up to Vancouver. We got a lot of good food and just like did all of these fun activities. Like we went to some gardens and some parks. They had like this botanical garden. They also had it was like the Queen Elizabeth Garden or something, and they had this
Mm,
giant dome. And the dome had like tropical plants inside, but also parrots.
that's so cool.
Which was so random.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't just like one or two parrots, it was like 10.
Huh.
I was like, why are there parrots in here? Also the parrots seemed like pretty unhappy, so it was like,
Oh, darn.
this doesn't feel very good.
Yeah.
But we were already inside
Right.
kind of thing. We didn't know that they'd be there. And yeah, it was a very nice day and it was so surprising because he kept thinking, my partner who planned like the day was like, oh yeah, there's some like parks around, and he didn't realize that there's all these gardens and stuff
Yeah.
and like how extensive they were. But in the botanical garden there was this hedge maze,
Whoa.
and we
That's so
went through the
fun.
hedge maze. It was very fun.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it was just a fun day of like surprises and stuff. Checked into the hotel and got things organized. And then we went to the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra, and they had a theme of Disney night. And so we got to listen to like a bunch of Disney classics on a full symphony set, which
Cute.
was beautiful. I've never been to a symphony before. So it's like, this is nice.
Wait, really?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
I think I've heard like we had like some stuff in high school where you'd have like
Yeah.
some kids performing,
Right.
but I don't think I've been to a full symphony. I have heard like theater symphonies, I guess,
Right.
for plays and musicals
Yeah. No,
because
that
they're in
makes
the
sense.
background, but I've
Right.
never gone to something that was like fully for the symphony.
That's awesome.
I don't think I have at
I
least.
no, that's fair. I don't know why I said that so surprisingly because I think I've been once, but like I also don't like now I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's super cool though.
Yeah, and
Fun.
so it was really awesome. A beautiful theater. It
Yeah.
reminded me of the one that we went to in Europe. Yeah,
Ooh.
it wasn't quite as like steep or as circular, but same vibes of this like older theater that has like all the pretty decorative, what's it called? Like the edging
Mold.
molding. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mold.
Mold.
I
Good
feel like
God.
there's a lot of mold.
Crown molding. That's what I said. And so that was just the first day. And then the next day, we got this fancy brunch, and we didn't realize it was like a multiple course thing. And it also came with drinks, but two drinks. And that's like kind of a lot for like fairly early in the morning. But it was a surcharge to get anything else besides drinks. So to get like coffee or tea, it costs more money.
That's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna pay more for coffee and tea. This is
Yeah.
already kind of like an expensive thing. So we had two drinks. We're like, whoa, kind of a lot.
Two drinks in the morning.
And so what did we decide to do? We're like, let's get on a boat.
Nice.
Which was fine. We got
That's
on
so
like a little
funny.
ferry to North Vancouver, sat in the sun. The sun was super nice, and then walked back and got lunch and stuff. But it was nice to be able to walk around and to not have to drive or anything. We went up to the suspension bridge,
Mm.
and there's multiple bridges up the suspension bridge, not just one suspension bridge. Again, the weather was beautiful, cool bridges. I can't remember what the bridge place was named, but if you type in Vancouver suspension bridge, it'll show up because I think there's
Nice.
only one. And then we caught the sunset at the Stanley Park area, and it was perfect timing. And we saw this giant starfish, and it was so purple. And then I think it got attacked by a seagull, but I saved it.
Yeah.
I scared
That
the
was a
seagull away.
whirlwind.
Yeah, maybe I'll post the video because it was funny.
It was fun.
Sarah has seen that.
I
She's
have
heard
seen
she's
it.
heard some of this, but some of this I think I left out originally.
It's
So
true. It's true.
you get to know a little bit more.
I think it's super fun.
But then after that, we were going to pick up friends in Calgary, but Calgary's pretty far away from Vancouver, so we stopped for one night in Revelstoke, which is this very small little mountain town, and it was so pretty. And the weather was still really great, and it was just a really good drive. We walked around town. We didn't have like ski or snowboarding stuff with us, so we just had like a nice meal. We did go to the wrong hotel and we were worried for a second because they couldn't find our reservation and we were like, "Oh my goodness, this isn't great." But then we were like, "Oh my gosh, we're just at the wrong place." So we just went to the right place
Nice.
and they're like, "Oh, hello. Welcome." And then we went to Calgary, picked up our friends in Calgary, drove up to Banff
Very
National
nice.
Park because the whole point of this was to go northern lights searching.
Hmm.
And we did not see the northern lights because the beautiful weather that happened in Vancouver was not happening in Banff. And we eventually went up to Jasper. So we know the northern lights were happening, but we didn't actually see them because clouds.
Clouds.
Yeah. But Banff was great. We went to the hot springs. We,
That's fun.
yeah, the hot springs were really great and
Nice.
beautiful views. And I'm like, I'm just a little human in soup right now.
Salty soup.
Just in soup.
That's so funny.
And again, great food. I don't even know all the places we went. Spent way too much money on food, but then I was like, it's a little bit discounted because of the exchange rate, right?
On your
And
vacation.
on
Vacation
vacation.
food is like you're supposed
It's
to. That's how
exactly
it is.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The next day we woke up, got breakfast, and we drove up to Jasper, which had so many beautiful stops on the way. We stopped at Lake Louise, which was this giant frozen lake, and we had snowball fights, which was so fun. And we drank hot chocolate. We stopped at the Weeping Wall. Oh, and we stopped at this frozen waterfall. We took a hike, a mini hike, which we did not have spikes for, like shoe spikes. And so it was just funny because we were just slipping and moving,
That's
and we
funny.
all four of us were just like trying not to fall.
But
The frozen waterfall was beautiful. We saw the Great Weeping Wall, but it was not great condition. Like it was definitely snowing pretty hard.
mm,
Yeah.
no.
And then we got to Jasper, spent the night in Jasper, stayed up till like 2 a.m. to see the Northern Lights, and just didn't get lucky.
Dang.
Went back to Banff the next day, stopped again at Lake Louise because it was so fun the first time, and
Nice.
like all of the fun stops along the way that we couldn't see the day before because it was snowing so much. And then we went to dinner and a pub and did game night, which was great. Yeah, we
Fun.
did game night at a pub, which was
Love.
really cool. We brought a bunch of stuff. And then we went to the next day, drop our friends back off in Calgary. We stopped in Canmore, which is another mountain town. Just went into shops and stuff. That was kind of our little shopping day.
Nice.
And then we drove to Franny, which is again in the middle of
Like
nowhere.
never heard of that one
Yeah,
before.
but we played this cow game, which I didn't realize was like a common game. I get really sleepy in car rides, and because this was a road trip, I was like, obviously I need to drive, but this is rough. So my partner, he was like, "Wait, I know this game," and he didn't tell me it was like to keep me awake, but I was like, "This is what kept me awake." Basically, whenever you see cows on the side of the road, those you claim the cows and they count as 10 cows. No matter how many there are, it's always plus 10 cows.
Perfect.
If you see a church, you get to double your cows because they get married and have kids. And then if you see a graveyard, a famine hits the cows and all of your cows die. But
Okay.
like the other person would call it on you.
Right.
We played it many times and I won the cow game every single time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really good. One day I had over 9,000 cows,
Wow.
which is like
That's
a
so
lot of
many
cows.
I love it.
Yeah, the next closest day was like 600 cows and I was like, just I'm really good at finding
I'd
cows.
say
What can I
and
find?
churches.
And churches.
Specifically churches, I feel like is the
Yeah, the churches were
that's
the
so
great
funny.
multiplier. But yeah, that again, I'm sure I've left some stuff out, but I've already been talking for like 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
I'll get off my little soapbox. But it was really fun, and we got back, and we were really tired, but also had a lot of fun and good memories. So
Yay.
happy we went to Canada. That was hopefully the last bit of winter, and now it is spring
Yeah. Oh my
in my
gosh, yeah.
mind. No more
For sure.
coldness.
For sure.
Yeah.
You got to see like way more snow in that one trip just from my pictures that I've seen than like I've gotten since last winter, I think.
Yeah, so
You
much
know,
snow.
because it didn't snow at all when we were home in Colorado.
I know,
So
I know.
I love that. I love that so much. Super fun, super fun. No, and Kiera brought us back little gifties.
Yes,
We got Kinder eggs,
Kinder
which is
eggs, the
very fun.
real Kinder egg, like the ones that have the whole chocolate shell and like are illegal in the United States because you can choke on them.
There you
Also,
go.
if anyone asks, that's completely hypothetical, and I would never bring illegal stuff across the border.
No, food? What? I
No,
would never.
no. They
Food?
met us literally on the border of Canada, and I gave it to them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I loved Canada. It was beautiful.
No, she never made you Canada. You were just right on the edge.
Right. Okay.
Right on the edge
Me
of
too.
Canada.
Me too. Yes. Oh, yeah, super fair. Super fair.
Kidding, kidding.
Mine had a little figure bean in it. It was an elephant. It was very fun. And we've been making jokes about the elephant in the room ever since. So very pleased with that.
Yeah, it was cute. It
Yeah,
was cute.
it was a very good time.
But now that I've talked for ages and ages and ages,
Yeah.
Sarah, you have to catch me up.
Okay, I'm ready. So the weekend that you left was also St. Patrick's Day weekend. And so after you left, I had a friend of ours, who may or may not listen to the pod, shout out friend, join me and our other roommate in going to the St. Patty's Day parade, which
Yes.
was
Yes.
downtown. It was very fun. It was super sunny, and I was like, I live. Like it was so beautiful. And yeah, we watched a bunch of different kind of groups. They didn't have any floats, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Very interesting. It feels like
Yeah,
it could.
I think it was maybe like not a very big parade. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't super big, and so maybe it was like a they just didn't have the interest in having floats, and maybe it was more insurance to have them or something like that. But they had a bunch of bands, and there were like four different bagpiping groups, which was pretty sick.
Wow.
Uh,
Sarah loves her
I
bagpipes.
love a bagpipe. And there were a bunch of different dance groups. Like, yes, there were some Irish like step dancer dance groups, but there was also like some really fun other like cultural group things going on. Like there were like with the dragon puppets,
Oh,
you know what
the
I'm talking about?
oh,
Like Chinese New Year kind
like
of
lion
things.
dancers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they not dragons? They're lions. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I don't exactly know what you're talking about because I
Okay.
wasn't there, but
Fair.
I'm guessing based on your movements that you just did, lion dancers. But
Probably
I
a
don't
lion.
know.
It was probably a lion. I don't know. I just in my head I always thought
They
they were
look kind of dragon-like.
dragons, like dragons but with the whiskers. But now that you say lion, it's probably a mane. Probably a mane. That's my bad. That's my bad. No, but yeah, there was some other fun uh like drill, like stomping, clapping dance groups, which
Ooh,
was fun. There was
like ham boning.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And they were all so cute. There were like a little girl group and then a like older girl group, and I was like, I bet they're all just best friends. But it was funny because they were standing in front of us dancing for like 10 minutes because there was a stop up the way. And so like we got to see them do pretty much every routine that they had for the parade,
Nice.
which was very cute. We were
Nice.
this is good. Yay. Like we appreciate you. You're doing great. So that was yeah, so that was super fun. We went and got lunch afterwards and then came back here. And I took like a half hour nap and then I went back out again because I'm crazy social.
She
And
is social
yeah,
girly.
one of my frisbee team members is a drummer for an Irish punk band,
Wow.
heavy on the Irish, light on the punk.
Okay.
But
Nice.
yeah, they were performing at a brew pub and it was like an outdoor venue and everything and it was sunny and beautiful. And I went out and listened to some Irish music with a bunch of pals and it was really fun. Like I'm not gonna lie, they are like in their second or third live performance ever when I was watching this.
Hmm.
And so, there was definitely some stuff where it was like, okay, what are the crowd favorites? What are the ones that are like a little more slow and maybe like less of an outdoor venue kind of song? But I really enjoyed all of it. And our drummer man going crazy. Yeah,
Wow, that's
he was really
awesome.
good. So that was super fun. Felt very like festive. Yeah. So I would say like most of my like celebrating of St. Patty's Day was awesome, but also not actually on the day because the actual day was Sunday, and the only
Yeah.
thing I did on Sunday was play a bunch of frisbee. But it was really good frisbee and it was very fun and it was sunny again, and I got to play two full games. Because I went to watch my roommate after finishing my set game, and hit the team that was playing against him, which had the best name, Sluts for Public Transit.
Wow.
Shout out sluts. And yes, they do that. They're all of their cheers are like that, which is so funny. They're like, "Let's go sluts," and then they have cheers where they're like, "Shout out your favorite bus line," and it'd be like
Wow.
272.
Hey, that's a
It's just,
great one.
it's so good. It's like the best bus line. But yeah, so that was really fun. I played with them. We scored a bunch of points on Matthew's team, and Matthew's team was a little angry with me, but I had a great time. And Matthew was like, "You're making us work harder," and I was like, "That's the point. It's fun to be competitive." Like,
And also, they still won, so
yeah,
it's
no,
not like,
exactly. Yeah, Matthew's
yeah,
team did still win, so it wasn't a huge dealio.
they can't even be offended.
Yeah, they like can't even be upset right now.
No.
But yeah, so I don't know, like Monday through Friday, like days, pretty much just did work. And Tuesday I went and did a little practice. Okay, I lied. There's one more thing. On the end of Sunday, Matthew and I went and watched the sunset by
Aw.
Lake Washington, and it was really beautiful.
Wow, that was the same day that I watched a really beautiful sunset. So that makes sense.
Oh, we were looking at the same sunset in different
Oh.
places. That was sweet. But yeah, very beautiful sunset. We had gone to the store and Matthew had gotten a tub of ice cream and didn't get anything but a fork and then lost the fork and then
Oh,
had to just like
Matthew.
lick the ice cream out of the tub, which was super funny. He was having a day. And I got a grapefruit and it was delicious and I ate it. And then I, unbeknownst to me at the time, put my wallet, because we were sitting in a park, right? I put my wallet into the like middle console thingy of Matthew's car to keep it safe and also not have to leave it in the car or take it with me into the park. For the rest of the week, I had lost my wallet. I just did not know where it was. I paused all my
Mm-hmm.
cards. I was stressed. I didn't have any ID. And I've been trying to get my like trip figured out to go visit Texas for grad school. And so that was just like a whole big thing. So like on Monday, I figured out my flights and like tried to book a hotel and like that was my day. And it was but anyways, Tuesday played more frisbee, easy money, had a great time.
Easy money.
Wednesday I went to a volunteer recognition event, which was very fun. I got like a bunch of charcuterie food, which was awesome.
To be clear, Sarah did not volunteer.
I did not volunteer. I worked with the people who supported volunteers. And the reason that I was invited to the event was because I had nominated some of the volunteers I had worked with for awards.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so I was kind of, able to be there and say, "Hey, like I was the one that nominated you to be recognized." I didn't realize that they were going to read out the like nomination script thing that I wrote
Wow.
about them. Thank God I'm a good writer.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, it was like kind of a lot to hear, this person was like, graceful in their I nominated someone for Rookie of the Year and I nominated someone for like the Spirit of Something Something Award, which was named after a past volunteer who was like a rock
Sure.
star.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they like read out my thing and everything and everybody was really happy, but it was a really nice event. We got like insulated cups and
Ooh.
food, and there was wine and beer. And I
Nice.
was like, this is so great. And then we had door prizes and everybody got a ticket. And me, like the dingus that I am, didn't have a wallet to put my ticket in, so of course I promptly lost the ticket. And they drew a ticket number and was like, this is like they had three different prizes. One of them was four tickets to the Museum of Glass, and I was like,
Wow,
I
that's
want this so
dang. That would
bad.
have been a fun
I
one.
know, right? But the last prize was just a $25 gift card to a place in the area, and they drew a number and no one said anything, and then someone at my table was like, it must have been someone who lost their ticket, and I was like, to the table mostly, but everyone heard, obviously. I was like, no, I lost my ticket. And so they just gave me the gift card.
Wow, you did not tell me that's how you won.
Yeah, literally, like, it probably wasn't even mine, but they had just like, I don't know, no one else spoke up. Like, no one claimed it, and so they just gave me the gift card, and so that was awesome.
They're like, sure, why not?
Yeah, they were
She
like,
seems good.
hey, like, she probably needs to eat sometime, maybe. Sure, here, take it. So that was awesome. That was my Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I had lunch with my aunt and uncle, and I brought my two roomies that were not Kiera, and they had a great time. Obviously, my aunt and uncle loved the roomies, and obviously, my roomies loved the aunt and uncle. We ate salmon. I'm not a fish girl, but
But
wow,
I know.
it was
Oh,
so good.
I love salmon, and I was very jealous, but I was also in Canada, so I can't complain.
You got a lot of good food.
I got a lot of
You
good
got a lot of
food,
good
but I
food.
didn't get to meet Sarah's family, so.
Well, if it makes you feel better, you've met my cousin, and they haven't met my cousin, and now, so it's even. So it's even. One of these days, we'll all get together. It'll be a super great time. They
It
invited
will.
us to do a hike or something on Saturday, and then come back to their place for like a barbecue afterwards one weekend if we want to do that.
Very nice,
It's
very
like, that
nice.
sounds super killer.
Shout out Sarah's aunt and uncle.
Shout out my aunt and uncle. But yeah, and then on Friday, what did I do, you ask? Frisbee. I subbed for a team that I did not know I was going to know so many people on. And then I was like, wow, I'm part of the community. And, we lost again. I haven't won a
Oh,
game in a
no.
while, you guys. I'm not even
Oh,
going to lie
no.
to you. But I'm still having a lot of fun. And we went out for food
And that's what
afterwards.
matters.
And it turns out that I have a lot in common with a lot of these people. And it was like super awesome and super fun. And I might have a sewing friend, another sewing friend. So stay tuned. I know that one of you is a listener. We are going to schedule a socializing event.
I'm with
And
you, I'm with you.
everyone's gonna bring their machines and we'll have patterns and we'll just make a bunch of stuff and it'll be super fun. But yeah, so that was pretty much me.
Yeah.
That was it.
And that like brings us up to now. I mean, nothing super exciting has happened since we got back. We're trying to catch up on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
We realized that the finale is happening. I feel like it happens tonight.
Oh,
I feel
I
like
won't watch it.
I feel like I'm not gonna watch it because we're not caught up yet.
Right.
We have seen up until we're in Fantasy Suites.
Right.
So we've seen like half of Fantasy Suites.
Yeah.
And we're in
We've
the
seen
top three.
one fantasy suite.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of three.
Yeah.
And we won't spoil just in case other people haven't watched it.
Right.
But it's been a fun season. It's the first season in a long time that either The Bachelor or The Bachelorette I felt very invested in. Because really, you just watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, so you can see all of the messiness on Bachelor in Paradise at this point. That's where we're at.
I love that.
But it's been good, and we were trying to catch up on that. Haven't quite succeeded. And now we're back to the grind. I mean, I guess you never got off the grind, but I feel like I'm being thrown back to the wolves.
You're grinding.
I know, but I'm so close to being done. I can almost taste it, which makes it a little bit worse. Like, I'm so close to graduating
Amazing.
that it feels like I should be done.
Yeah.
And therefore, I don't want to do anything. But I know I need to, so it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's fair. I am like getting to that point in life where I'm like, I'm finally getting a routine. And like my job is no longer stressful because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like a job, Like
Yeah.
which has
You're
stressors
making money.
sometimes, but most of the time it's pretty like, okay, and now I do this thing, and then someone asks me to do something else, and then I do it.
Which is great.
And I'm just
Yeah.
having a good time. The warmth not really happening anymore, but there was enough for a long enough time that I was like, ah, yes. Like
Yeah.
I was awoken.
It definitely was the start of spring.
Yeah,
It felt like it.
for sure. For
Yeah.
sure, for sure. But yeah.
But that's kind of our catch-up section.
So we've had this idea for a while now, and it's really fleshed out that we are going to talk about doing different kinds of Freaky Friday, like body swaps.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the movie Freaky Friday, just in case, it's basically it stars Lindsay Lohan and she trades bodies with her mom. Like for an unknown amount of time. They trade and they like don't realize when they're going to be able to trade back and they're having to adjust to each other's lives and try to not ruin it. But it kind of spurs out of a fantastical magical situation. But
I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever seen the movie. I
Sarah.
know. Isn't that funny?
Okay, well, we'll watch Freaky Friday at some point. Anyways, we thought it would be fun to talk about what our Freaky Friday days or like couple of days would be. Because if we swapped with celebrities, and then if we swapped with like inanimate objects as well,
Yeah.
or things like that. But that's the thing about Freaky Friday is you swap and you don't know when you're gonna swap back.
Okay.
So it's an indeterminate amount of time, which
Yeah.
might alter what you do.
Right.
Because if it were only one day that you were swapping bodies, you'd be like, oh, I just do like this, and then it'd be
Whatever,
over
whatever.
and you'd
Yeah.
know. But I feel like they were swapped for like a while.
A minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a minute.
Gosh.
Yeah, definitely many days. And they were almost going to that point where they felt like they had to stay where they were in the
Wow.
bodies, but then they got swapped back and it was fine.
Nice.
Um, but what would you do if you were in my shoes for
Yeah.
an indeterminate amount of time, knowing that I guess it might end?
Right.
What would you do?
Right. I think obviously like I respect you and you're my friend. So I wouldn't do anything crazy.
Thank
That was
you.
something that like I was talking about this with a friend recently and we were talking about like, oh yeah, I'd definitely get like a tattoo on your body. Wouldn't that be funny? Ah ha ha. But it was like all jokes, you know? And I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
exactly.
But like we were talking about it and it was like, you know, I wouldn't get arrested in your body. 'Cause
Yeah.
then that would be like really bad. And
Yeah.
I had never thought about that. Because I'm just such a good person. I would never think about doing anything that naughty. Just kidding. No, but I think that I would just try and live your life and see how many people I could fool. Like I'd try and not tell as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be really fun, especially like with your friends and stuff, just being like, I'm Kiera,
Yeah, actually
you
pretending.
know?
The
Yeah.
only issue is like I think it would be hard for both of it'd be hard to swap with anyone obviously because you don't
Yeah.
know what's happening.
Right.
And even though we know each other, I feel like I would like struggle so hard at Ultimate Frisbee. I'd
Oh,
be like, I don't
so
even know the
fair.
rules. And then like yeah.
All of your computer things for architecture? No. No.
Yeah.
I would
You
not
know,
be okay.
you would simply be like,
Yes, I'm feeling a little under the weather. I have a headache. I don't know. Also, it'd just be wild because, like, you're really blind. And I can
Yes.
experience that.
You could. You'd have to learn how to put in contacts.
Oh gosh.
I'd have to live with having glasses all the time. Okay, because Sarah's only a little bit.
Right.
A little
Honestly,
bit.
I think that you would just not wear the glasses and just try and ball out.
Yeah, because they hurt my ears after a long time.
Yeah.
After like
But would they
8
hurt
hours?
my ears?
I don't know.
Hard to say.
Hard to say.
Yeah. It'd be funny.
But I think I would also try to, I don't know, somehow utilize your height.
Yeah,
in
that's
some way.
super fair.
Like
That's
you're
super
only
fair.
3 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
Which isn't a crazy amount, but it does feel like a notable amount. And I'm like, how could I leverage this to my advantage? I don't know.
That's right.
But I feel like there's some way that it could happen.
That's super funny. Yeah, for sure. You can, yeah. I don't know. I do things. I go places. Someone, also, sorry, side note, but someone came into my work today because I like walked past them the hallway and I am really bad with faces and names at this job apparently because everyone that works there is like around 40 years old and like medical people. And I don't know, all medical people like kind of have the same kind of outfits and like a little reserved. I don't know. Do you like whatever, anyways. I basically was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to recognize this person or not, so I always say hi, especially if I'm near my hallway. And so I said hi, and then I went into my room. And then, like, 10 minutes later, the person I had passed in the hallway came into the room and was like, "Oh my gosh, so sorry I didn't say hi back. I didn't recognize you when you were standing up away from your desk walking.
Whoa.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so used to you sitting down and being at your desk. Like, didn't recognize you." And I was like, "Oh, that's, like, totally fine. Don't worry about it." And, like, very apologetic, but also just super odd to, like, I don't, like, do I look
Yeah, well, it's also
like,
just like not a necessary comment to make.
no, not necessary at all. And then I, like, said it because I was like, I don't know, sometimes people are like, wow, like, if they see me over Zoom or, like, only through, like, one sort of interaction, and then they see me, like, standing there, like, wow, you're a lot taller than I thought. And, like, it
Yeah.
just, like, comes out of people's faces on accident, which is, like, so fine. I'm fine with it. I like my height. But I said something about it, and I was like, oh, do you think it's because, like, I'm kind of tall? And the person just, like, didn't say anything. So I
Oh,
was like, I don't know if that's, like, a yes or a no, but I'm just
yeah.
gonna, like,
Keep going
okay,
with my
you can
day.
leave my office now. I'm the one sitting here. Like, you can end this interaction. But anyways. You could totally have some fun with some height.
Yeah.
Could be good.
Yeah. Just try to reach the things I couldn't reach before.
Yeah, for sure. Be able to tower over people. Sometimes certain people, it's very fun to look down on them and be like, in the best way.
What else would I Not that Sarah's looking down at everybody,
No, I never do
but
that.
like in a small
Yeah.
yeah.
I would just fall asleep anywhere and everywhere. Because you are really good at falling asleep.
Okay, fair. I would probably also clean your room, Sarah.
Heard. Heard. That's so funny. That's so funny.
But hey, I sleep well. I took a nap yesterday and it was so nice. And then I slept so well when I went to bed and I was like,
Amazing.
love sleeping.
That's super fun.
Okay, so clearly we wouldn't do that much exciting stuff if we were Freaky Friday with each other because we'd be worried about, ruining each other's
There would
lives.
be consequences.
There would be
Which
consequences
I
for
feel like
actions.
does. But if, like, some funny movie things happened in your. I think that'd be, What am I trying to say?
I have no idea what you're trying to say.
I think that we could probably experience some funny embarrassment that we wouldn't anticipate if we Freaky Friday'd each other's bodies. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think we would definitely have stories to tell.
Can you imagine the podcast, but in each other's bodies?
That'd
Whoa.
be super funny.
I would be like, hi, I'm Kiera. And you'd be like, hi, I'm Sarah. And then we'd be like, oh my gosh, no, we're not.
No. Wrong.
Yeah.
That'd be super funny.
But I think it'd be great if we talked about who we'd Freaky Friday that is a celebrity. Or like,
Celeb.
someone we don't know. I guess it doesn't have to be a celebrity.
Yeah.
But I think we do celebrity.
Yeah. I mean, I am probably a little predictable in my saying this, but gotta go with Hugh Jackman.
Wow, that's a good one though.
He's a great singer. He's on Broadway or touring or something. He's in a musical right now, I think.
He's frequently in musicals. He's got
Yeah.
a good voice.
He's got a great voice. He's got talent. People like him. I don't think I've heard any, like, controversy, badness about Hugh.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I could be ripped,
Yeah.
which is sick. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Also, like, it'd always be a little fun to do some, like, gender swapping
Yeah,
in
and
the Freaky Friday situation.
see what's happening.
Yeah.
The only thing is, so I wonder if, I guess if you're there in, wow, I'm gonna restart.
Yeah.
If you're in their body, do you have their like physical abilities, or is it all about the mental toughness?
Fair.
Because can you lift the same amount? Can you run the same amount? You've got the muscles, but
Yeah.
the mental
That's a great
strength.
question.
I don't know.
It's a great question. Yeah. Would I be able to mentally keep going even if the body was not physically tired? Yeah.
An athlete.
What can I say?
Maybe.
I run.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah. That's okay.
I did at one
Hugh
point.
would also be in my body, though, which is kind of
You
wild.
Who is this random person?
What's going on?
That's so funny.
Why am I in a really messy bedroom?
Do you think he would try to find himself? Do you think he'd be like, I
Probably.
know where I'd go, but it's,
Probably.
yeah. I mean, what his schedule is.
He would be able to find himself faster than I would be able to find me,
Whoa.
if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, well,
me and Hugh's body, I would be able
you'd be spotted too.
yeah, right. Well, and also like I wouldn't know where Hugh would go
Mm-hmm.
if he were in my body,
Yeah. But
besides trying
Hugh
to find
has to
me.
do some things. Like he has to keep
Right,
touring. He
exactly.
has to keep being a famous
Ain't
person.
nobody got expectations for me. Who would your celebrity be?
Who would my be? Okay, I was thinking about this a lot because I was also wanting to do the gender bending thing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that
Mm-hmm.
would be fun. But also, some of the people that have probably the most interesting lives are women.
Fair, fair enough. Famously, women are more interesting than men.
I was just thinking, like, if I could be like a Zendaya or like a Taylor
Oh,
Swift,
yeah.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But also, if I had to be Taylor Swift on tour, like I would not know every single lyric. I am a fan,
Yeah.
do not get me wrong, and I know a lot of lyrics.
Yeah.
But if I had to perform for 3 hours straight,
That would be wild.
that would be wild. Also, if I had to know lines to something that I didn't, like if I were
True.
Zendaya and then I have to be on set,
Yeah.
not knowing a damn thing,
No, that's so true.
these ladies would not be happy with me.
No, they would be really unhappy. Well, yeah, Hugh would probably not be happy with me if anything important was happening. I
Yeah.
just want like a chill day, like
Chill
close my
day.
meetings, going fishing or something. I don't know. He probably
Yeah.
doesn't go fishing.
But also, it's like you were saying, I want to be someone who's hot.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I also think it'd be kind of fun to be like an athlete.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
or like an Olympian,
to
like
training and stuff, see what
Simone
that
Biles
world
or
is like.
something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Where
Yeah.
it's like, what does it really look like day to day
Hmm.
with the in-betweenies?
How much food are you eating?
Yeah.
So much.
When are you eating? When are
Yeah,
you sleeping?
all of the things. We just
Yeah.
want to know about your life. If
Tell
you're
us.
listening to the pod and you're famous, please let us know.
Maybe you should make a podcast. I know that there aren't that many podcasts out there right now, but you should consider it. It's great. It's a great time.
The market's definitely not saturated.
Mm-mm, 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 no.
Ah. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people. Also, someone who has like a really interesting job, like Jeff Probst, who is the host of Survivor,
Oh
like a
yeah.
game show host. That would
Right.
be crazy too.
Kira famously loves game shows.
I famously also love Survivor,
True. Very true.
but I don't. Jeff is like only working during a short period of time. And
Hmm.
so if I miss that window of fun time,
Be a bummer.
I'd just be
Yeah.
Jeff.
If I could be what's Derek's last name from Dancing with the Stars?
Derek Huff.
Derek Huff.
Ooh,
That
that's
would
a
be
good one.
great.
That's a
That'd be
really good
so
one.
fun. That'd be so fun.
Oh my gosh, to be a professional dancer, that would be
Yeah.
so cool. Or like a professional ice skater.
Ooh.
Yeah, something like
Super
that, where you
cool.
just can't do it normally.
Right.
Oh, or someone who does aerial silks. There's not that many famous aerial silks
Strength.
people, like in Cirque du Soleil or something.
Yeah. That'd be really
Wow.
cool.
Wow. So basically, if anybody wants us to try out these fun things,
Yeah.
wants to show us, we probably
Literally.
won't Freaky Friday it, but
We
call us
just
up.
we really just want to have like skill and expertise without having to
Do any work.
dedicate time. So, if you figure it out, let us know.
So the next one I have for you is if you could Freaky Friday with any animal, what would it be? And why?
I think that I would want to be a dolphin
Mm-hmm.
because A,
They're smart.
super smart. Super smart, fun noises, and you get to have friends because, not a lot of animals have friends, I feel like. And also swimming?
Swimming. But
Oceans?
wait.
Wait a
Sarah
second.
doesn't like
Sarah
swimming.
famously does not like swimming, but if I were a dolphin, I think I would.
And you can blow bubbles.
And I could blow bubbles.
Yeah. And
I
you
could
can bully
just
pufferfish.
go places like really far,
Yeah.
you know?
Honestly though, I'd be really scared if I were a dolphin.
Yeah,
Because
because eaten.
that and like you're just in an ocean now.
That's
like you're just
true.
in a completely different place.
You're just in an ocean.
You know how many things are in the ocean?
So many things.
So many.
I actually don't know. It's a great question. I do not know the answer to.
Me either.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to like Freaky Friday and see some things in the
Yeah.
ocean.
Yeah, I wonder what their vision is like because I'm pretty sure with all species they see a different color spectrum.
Hmm.
So I wonder how that's different. Also, you're underwater, so
Right.
that
Can you see less clearly underwater? Because it's like has stuff in it, obviously more things in it than the air, or do you have like better eyesight?
well, okay, I was actually talking about this with someone recently. Not exactly this conversation, but similar, along the
Okay.
same lines of, when a lake freezes over
Yeah.
and it's still liquid underneath and there's still fish, they still live. They're kind of like in a dormant phase. It's just really cold, but it's still, I don't know. It's like clouds. That's
Life.
what I'm thinking. Like when it's a
Oh.
cloudy day,
Yeah.
we're not like, oh wow, the sky is gone forever. We're like, it's cloudy. And
We
they're
all
like, oh
just
my
get
gosh.
lower beating hearts and lay in our beds all day.
And be depressed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Famously, I was talking with, I can't keep saying that word.
Yeah.
I was talking with one of our roommates about how he had claimed that I was an introvert,
Yeah.
and you asked if that was a joke. And I was like, see how it's funny now? It's warm out, and I have plans with so many people. And he was like, I see a little bit, but you were really introverted earlier. And I was like, maybe it was just cold and dark.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
arguably.
Sarah
True.
just needs to see the light. She's but a
true.
mere
It's true, it's true.
plant with emotions.
Also, it's hard to be an extrovert when you move to a new city
Yeah.
sometimes and start your job the second day that you're there.
I think it takes about 6 months to get settled anywhere.
Yeah.
So if I were having to Freaky Friday with someone,
Yeah.
it would take me a
You would
hot
be
minute.
unsettled.
Yeah.
It would take me 6 months of being a dolphin to understand the ocean.
Well,
At least.
crazy thing though is, if you're a dolphin, do you know how to swim?
Assumed so. I thought that came with the body.
One would hope.
If a dolphin were in my body, I would hope that it would know how to walk.
I don't know. Where
Can
would
you
it learn?
imagine? Okay, riddle me this. One day you wake up in the bedroom that we're recording our podcast in right now, and I walk out.
I do that every day.
Okay. Imagine that you're doing what you do every day then, but then plot twist, something different happens. That's why it's a hypothetical situation.
I don't know where you're going with it.
I walk out of my bedroom. I've seemingly forgotten how to walk, speak English. I'm just flopping around. Turns out,
A dolphin. You just woke up as a dolphin. Friday works.
the dolphin is in me. You see my body. You think it's me. It's actually a dolphin. What do you do next?
Okay, we're regrouping. But honestly, Sarah, that's something that you would do and like make the bit last just a little bit too long. And I'd be like, Sarah, stop pretending to be a dolphin, get up.
Catch me tomorrow forgetting how to walk and just.
Oh my gosh.
It's so funny.
You're ridiculous. This is so
Wouldn't
funny.
it be ironic? Okay. Your turn.
Noted. Okay, so if I could be any animal, I would choose some type of bird. And I think specifically a bird that like migrates, so
A
you're
parrot.
a good flyer.
Remember when I said
No,
that you were
I'm
a
not a
parrot,
parrot.
at the beginning of this podcast and you were offended?
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Kiera wants to be a bird now.
But not a parrot. Parrots, they're like, I don't know.
Okay, fine. Let's
Maybe
keep
like
going.
a crane or something.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Something that can fly but is also kind of like elegant and pretty.
And you could do kung fu.
Maybe. One could hope. One could hope. The kung fu cranes are actually quite rare.
Oh, dang. I've really only interacted with like a few cranes, and one of them did know kung fu.
Wow. Oh my gosh. It's getting later. We're getting more ridiculous. But I think it would be great to be able to fly. And also, I don't really like to eat worms. So I think cranes eat fish,
I think so too.
which is wonderful.
Well, and then you don't have to eat other birds either.
Do some birds cannibal? Well, chickens.
Like hawks will
Oh,
eat other smaller birds.
yeah. There's this one hawk that I was learning about that
Cooper's hawk?
hunts in packs.
I don't know anymore. I really thought that I was gonna get that one right. I don't know. I just feel like most of the time when people talk about hawks, it's a Cooper's hawk. Let's keep going.
I don't know that much about hawks. That's why I didn't choose it. Arguably, I don't know that much about cranes either.
Okay.
But I know they're pretty and they fly and they eat fish. So
Cooper's crane?
maybe
Cooper was going crazy.
Cooper was just seeing birds and naming them.
It's true.
No. But I think it'd be great to be able to fly long distances and I'd still be like somewhat terrestrial.
Mm.
Like I wouldn't have to deal with the
Right.
underwaterness.
Right.
I could walk.
Yeah. If you needed to.
If I
You had feet and legs.
Well, just think, like I've never been pushed out of a nest and forced to fly.
No, you
How
haven't.
would I know?
Heavens, I could put you off this bed right now. See what happens.
It's not quite the same.
No.
But close.
If it were a lofted bed, maybe. We'd be getting somewhere.
Did you ever have a lofted bed?
Yes.
I also had a lofted bed, and life
Freshman
was
year of
hard.
college.
Why?
It was really tough. It was really tough. That's the reason I'm not a 4.0 student, among other reasons. But the main reason was that I didn't go to Spanish class enough freshman year because it was at 8:30 a.m.
And you
And I
didn't want to get off your lofted bed.
I would get back from frisbee tournaments, and mind you, not an athletic girl before college. She'd never sports balled in her life.
That's okay. That's okay.
It is okay. But I would come back from playing 2 full days of frisbee and then driving like through the night to get back to school for Monday. And you wake up at that alarm at like 7, 30, and you're like, I
I'm
can't
not
move my
going.
legs.
Yeah.
I can't move my legs, which means that I cannot swing myself over this bed and land on the ground in a fashion that would allow me to continue to move towards the door.
Wow.
I ain't going.
That
And I didn't.
frequently, when I say frequently, it wasn't an absurd amount of times, but I had an 8 a.m. dance class my freshman year.
Whoa.
Yeah, 8 a.m. jazz.
That's
And-
super fun.
Whew, I never missed it, but I did sometimes skip my 9 a.m. my 9 a.m. French class. Because I think we had 3
Amazing.
skips. Anyways, besides that little sidebar, if
Yeah.
you have ever been thrown off a lofted bed, I guess you know how to fly.
Yeah, heard.
Good for you.
Also, sorry, just thinking about it. If I were gonna Freaky Friday with someone that I didn't know, I would love to Freaky Friday with someone who goes like a really rich teenager who gets like private lessons and goes to like a private school.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Like a posh
like
kid.
posh.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like I have nice things and I don't have any
In
responsibilities.
the Upper East Side, possibly?
Perhaps.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Was
Or
that a
s-
Taylor Swift lyric that I didn't?
No, it's from Gossip Girl.
Darn. Okay.
But
Weird.
that's okay.
Nice.
There's 6
Culture.
seasons. There's a lot of Gossip
Yeah.
Girl seasons.
I think they would be very fun
Yeah.
to be. Yeah.
If you had to Freaky Friday with someone else somewhere not in the US,
Ooh.
where would that be? And why? And this is granted that you would know the language, I guess.
Good.
Yeah,
Okay. I was
because I
gonna,
don't
that was gonna
limit
limit
us.
me.
I don't want to limit us to
Right.
just like
Yeah.
English speaking
No.
places.
That was gonna limit me. I think it'd be really fun to like fully send it and live in like I don't know, a place that doesn't use electricity.
Whoa.
Not necessarily like Amish, you know what I mean? But like there are still nomadic peoples that are not, super stationary and have technology and things like that. I think that'd be cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Where would I like to go? Any place in the world. Granted, I do know the language. It'd have to be somewhere I've never been before.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in like South America?
Cool.
I don't know.
There's some heckin' good mountains up in
Yeah, like the Argentinian mountains?
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. In where am I thinking of? Peru.
Peru.
Peru's got good mountains.
And really good food. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've never been to South America, so
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to wake up as a random researcher in the middle of Antarctica. Let me tell you.
No.
That seems
I don't think
cold.
that's the life for me. Yeah.
Especially if you don't know how long it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing with the Freaky Friday situation is
Right.
like it could be weeks and weeks and weeks. It could be
Yeah.
a day. It could be a year.
I think I could do a year. I don't think I could do more than a year.
Yeah, I would miss my life a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'd miss the people in my life.
That's
a
what
lot.
I mean.
Yeah.
I think the people in my life kind of are my life.
Aw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
True.
right?
True.
So I would miss it
I
too
agree.
much.
Can you imagine if I was someone short too? That would be tough. Just kidding.
You would just have to
I love everyone
deal with it.
equally. All sizes.
Sips water. Yeah.
Delicious.
Sarah is non-discriminatory when it comes to height.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. But I do love the height that I'm at.
All right. And then I don't really have this last one I thought was kind of silly, so I wasn't going to put it in, but I think we have time to discuss it. But it was like if you could be any plant,
Okay.
what plant would you Freaky Friday with? And I thought it was like a little bit silly after I had the original thought, but now we got time, so we should do it.
I would want to be a Christmas tree,
So pine tree?
but like a big Christmas tree somewhere. Do you know what like?
But that just means that what if you get cut down?
Yeah, but then everyone would sing around me.
Can you imagine being that Christmas tree? Freaky Fridaying with a person, coming back.
The one thing that you were looking forward to your whole life. You miss it. You come back, you're just sitting in a parking lot somewhere. Wow. Waiting to be made into wood chips. That would be really sad. Can you imagine? Okay, riddle me this. I come out of my room.
Yeah.
I come out of my room.
I don't think you
And
would.
my body. That's true.
You just lay there.
I'm laying in my room, and inside my body is a tree. What would you do?
See, this is why I wasn't gonna include this one. Because it's weird.
That's super funny.
I'd probably just poke you thinking that you'd
Yeah.
get up. Sarah would not move. Wow.
Wow.
I would
Okay.
definitely be a houseplant so I could be tended to.
No,
But
that's cute.
the only issue with houseplants is they're very prone to root rot.
True.
So I'd be like a really healthy houseplant.
Okay.
A sturdy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you have flowers?
Yeah. I would flower. I think that would be good.
Okay.
Maybe a succulent, but
Hmm.
a well taken care of succulent.
Yeah.
So that I could flower every
The
year.
prettiest succulents are stressed, though.
Yeah, because they turn. Well, I don't mind. Put me in a sunny window, and then I'll turn like purple and reddish, and that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds nice.
yeah. I think I'd be happy.
Yeah. I think so too.
And I could probably last for a while without water, even if
Yeah.
I were being neglected.
Aww.
It'd be okay.
How long do you think it would take for someone to, like, admit you to a hospital if you were not moving? Like, if your body had been inhabited by a plant.
They'd probably let you sit for a few hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends on if you live with
Like
people.
a whole day.
Uh,
I don't know.
I would be,
Completely unresponsive?
well, think. If you're a tree,
Yeah.
you don't know how to talk.
Right.
You don't know how to walk.
Right.
Do you even know how to move?
No?
Like, would you, as tree
You know
Sarah,
how to grow.
forget to breathe? Forget to eat because you just think you'd photosynthesize?
Mm-hmm. I think you'd want to move towards the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. You just stand outside.
Yeah. Just like, I wish that the video Sorry, people. We have not been able to get a camera recently.
I
But
know.
just know that I'm making some really funny motions.
it was spring break and it was very difficult to get the equipment, so maybe in the next week or two we'll have a camera again.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Don't hold your breath. You
Who's to
might be
say?
holding your breath for a long time.
Hey, just like a tree would if it was in your body. I would like to know if you had to Freaky Friday swap with any of the presidents, they can be dead. You can time travel. Which president would you want to be?
Hmm.
Do you know enough about American history to handle this?
I did take AP US history.
I did
the
not.
issue is there are a lot of bad presidents.
A lot of bad presidents, a lot of presidents that had to deal with a lot of bad stuff.
Yes, multiple things.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like I just want to be a president that was completely non-memorable.
Mediocre.
Yeah.
Mediocre neutral.
No one hates you, no one loves you. You're just in the presidency. Somehow you won.
Would you want to, like, change anything? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, as a president?
Like, would you want to use your powers?
I really don't think presidents have that much power. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get into politics or anything. Like,
Fair.
today's political climate is a little bit different, and I do think presidents have more power, but checks and balances have worked for a while, up until somewhat recently.
Yeah. Not a political podcast.
Not a political podcast. We're going to move past it. But I don't know if I'd be able to change that much if I wasn't in office for a long enough period of time.
That makes sense.
Because if you're Freaky Fridaying it, say you're there for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can
Can't
do
do
that
much.
much. You know how long it takes to get stuff through the U.S. government?
What would you
Long time.
take advantage of as a president? You know what I mean? Like presidential
Sitting
privileges.
in the Oval Office and flying on Air Force One.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be super sick.
Yeah.
That'd be super sick. I would love to just go anywhere and eat for free.
Yeah.
Because you're famous.
They have to give you free food, right?
I think that's what it is.
And I want to have a presidential dog.
Nice.
But sorry,
Amazing.
that doesn't really answer your question. I honestly don't know. That's a hard one.
That's okay.
And I do, even though I did take AP US history many years ago, I don't remember many of the presidents.
I do not either, and I don't have an answer either. So we can both just not answer and say that if we were president, we would fly in the fun flight things and eat free food.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay. I'm ready.
So if you could Freaky Friday with any one profession, I know we touched on it a little bit
Ooh.
earlier with like the famous person thing, and then we kind of touched on it, but like any one profession, maybe it's not like a sport.
Okay.
Or an athlete.
Okay.
What type of profession would you Freaky Friday with? Given you'd be able to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I would.
You wouldn't just be you not knowing any skills.
I'd get to do it and do it well. Probably.
For a while, at least.
I mean, any kind of artist would be really cool. Does that go with
Yeah.
athlete?
Oh, no
Okay.
way.
I think any kind of artist, I think specifically like dance in general would be really cool. Just because like that's a lot of training. Like I am not ever going to be a professional dancer because I simply just don't have like it's a younger profession.
You have to like learn it younger so
Right.
you can get like so many skills down. I mean, I think there are some cases of people being able to become professional dancers later in life, but it's not to the same degree.
Right. And
You're
it's
doing
like different
things.
kinds of dance. Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
So I think any kind of professional dancer would be really cool. I think specifically like the big ones like ballet.
Yeah.
That'd be just because I would
Ballet
never.
is hard.
It's hard and it's like physically impressive, but also very like emotional question mark. I don't know. Sounds cool.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's quite a few professions that I'd want to try out.
Yeah.
I think anything that is like a specific craft or skill, like, hand making furniture.
Yeah.
Or like
That'd be really
leathersmith or something like that. would be really really awesome, and even like a tattoo artist or something would be
Oh, that's
cool.
a good one.
Yeah. But I was thinking, if we're being super contemporary, one that would be crazy and just something that I don't think we'd ever experience either would be like
Podcast host.
okay.
Please keep going.
You were trying to mouth that to me and I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I just saw your eyes moving and your mouth moving very fast. But no, it would be an Instagram influencer specifically that owns a small business.
Oh, cute.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Where you're like making packages and
yes.
like, yeah,
Just because that's so specific.
yeah,
Maybe just an Instagram influencer in general. Like, that would be such an interesting job.
yeah. Well, because it's a lot of behind the scenes work
And
for making your life look like it doesn't have a lot of behind the scenes work.
and really being an influencer, I think, is like the most modern day form of marketing that there is.
Yeah,
Because you're constantly like promoting things or trying to find ways for other people to like you are
the
the
brand.
brand
Yeah,
and you are having other people like feed into that.
right.
And that's not something really that I think I'd ever want because
Fair.
that's too many people staring at you. That's too
Right.
many like that's too much outside pressure
Yeah,
that I don't personally need, but to try it for a little while would be
yeah.
crazy.
No,
And you
that'd
get
be
to
cool.
see this whole other side of things.
Yeah.
You're like not really a celebrity, but you kind of run in
But you're in like
circles like
public
that.
eye. You
Public
know
eye
people.
ish.
Your people know people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd
You're
be
like
cool.
1 degree closer
Yeah,
to like being a famous person.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's super fair.
But day to day, that would be awful. I
Yeah.
mean, good for whoever does it, but for me
Yeah,
personally, it would be
for sure.
awful.
You guys know by the state of our Instagram that that's not us.
We're very bad at being
Yeah.
influencers.
Yeah. Also, I thought of another one while you were talking because I was like, I would want to be the person that helps um, renovate historic buildings. Like
Ooh.
fixing the crown molding
Yeah.
in like, really famous, like helping with the rebuild of the Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Like being really, really good at one thing, but getting to be in really cool old
Yeah.
places because of it. Like I think A, you like have to be intelligent because history and craft and all of that, like knowing how they did it and how you can do it now and materials and things like that. But also you have that like artistic skill as well,
Mm-hmm.
which would be really cool.
Well, and okay, one more before we close it out, because now I'm just thinking of all these things I want to do.
Please.
Is one of the instructors for like surfing or like skiing
Yeah,
or scuba
yeah.
diving or
Oh my
something
God,
like
it's so
that,
fun.
where you're the expert, you're teaching other people, but you kind of just have to, you get to have fun and be on the experience with them.
Yeah.
Or like whitewater rafting. Like that's
That'd
a
be
big one.
cool. Like a, what am I trying to say? Like a backcountry guide. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah.
One of our maybe listeners is a backcountry guide.
Whoa.
Shout out that listener. You know who you are.
Good for you. But that's like somewhat doable. If I wanted
Yeah,
to, I
you
could
could.
do that.
Yeah,
I could do that.
maybe not surfing. I don't know. Are you good at surfing?
I've never surfed in
Yeah,
my
I
life.
was about to say. I don't think I think I would know if you had done that.
Yeah, I could. The thing is, I truly believe that I could learn things effectively.
I think that we can be mediocre to okay at most
Yeah,
things.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And I could probably be mediocre to okay enough to be maybe not an instructor for someone good, but for like little kids or something.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
for sure, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
For like a one-off class, maybe not like, a week-long, like come back
Intensive.
like
Yeah,
every day sort of deal, but like I
but
can make
something.
you better than you were 2 hours ago,
Sure, why not?
right? Easy money. Give me,
Yeah.
give me money. What? I'm confused.
But I think that's kind of all of we've run the gamut of Freaky Friday ness.
We've
Um,
Friday and we've freaked.
we would have different lives. Just kidding. We love our lives very much, but also we would love to experience other people's lives for an abridged amount of time.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
The life I am leading is the life that I would most want to be in.
Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah.
But we hope that you have really enjoyed this podcast. We've enjoyed recording it for you and just kind of speaking off the cuff. Thanks so much for listening to our very long catch up this time.
Definitely.
If there is anyone or anything that you'd like to Freaky Friday with, please let us know and why.
Mm-hmm.
And
We post our episodes every Wednesday. We sometimes post on our Instagram, so go over there, make sure that you're following just to make sure that you don't miss it when we do post.
I might
And
post the starfish.
heck yeah, you should. You
I
should.
might.
Stay tuned for pictures and videos from Spring Break's adventures from Kiera. And also, you can go over and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Give us 5 stars on Spotify. That's all of our platforms.
We don't do much more than that.
That's it. Famously not influencers, but you know what? We're your friendly neighborhood podcast hosts. And we're
Exactly.
glad you're here.
Thanks again. We hope you have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, wherever you're at. And we will talk to you next time on
Arguably speaking.
Bye.
Bye.